I built my very own underwater biome. The LEGO Fortnite Twitter page has been extremely quiet leading up to Tuesday's update, and while we all thought an underwater biome update was coming, it appears that we're probably getting nothing. So that means I'm taking matters into my own hands. Now, while this is going to be a fun project, it's not going to replace my current village that I have now. I have an absolutely beautiful village that was built by some friends. The only issue with it is I probably have too many clomberries. Building an underwater biome means that we need to go to the Lost Isles, which is probably the best looking area in all of LEGO Fortnite Odyssey. And if for any reason you've never been here before, you can walk up to a rift station and you could actually find a red marker or other bus stations that are located on the Lost Isles. Once you've gotten here, we actually need to get to the top of one of these floating islands and find ourselves a body of water, because that is probably the best area on the map that you could have a village for yourself, let alone something that's actually underwater. Now, believe it or not, the easiest way to build an underwater village is to go to the top of the island and just jump in. And you can even see that while I'm in here and can walk around, I already have a villager that visited me. Building under here is actually pretty difficult because you're not meant to be underwater. So what you need to do is take a village square, and you'll notice you can't place this anywhere. However, if you take a look at one of the walls, you're actually able to line it up with the floor and then nudge this thing out before placing down your first village square. Now remember, we are on the Lost Isles, which means that this village square is going to be upgraded by using Lost Isles upgrade materials. So on screen right now is every single material and the amount that you're going to need in order to build this area up. I also have in my own inventory different type of materials so that I can place down every workstation in the game for when I start assigning villagers to this underground area. Now, if you're unfamiliar with how quickly you could actually upgrade a village square, you don't need to really build anything. All that you need to do, and a trick that has been known since the game came out, is you could actually place down a ton of grills, lumber mill, or anything else that doesn't require too many materials and spam them all around this area. As long as it's inside of the village square hub, you guys are okay. And the nice thing about this water area is that you can actually place all of these things on the walls and they will still count towards leveling up your village square. So now that our village square is officially level 10, we unlocked all of the spots to get ourselves 7 villagers and 3 animals, as well as a bunch of brand new build kits. We also can now break everything that was built in here, because once you get to level 10, it's permanently level 10. There's no reason for us to have any of these grills or any type of other utility stations anywhere inside of this biome. Now let's start decorating, or at least setting down some of these workstations. That way when we get villagers, we can actually put them to work. Now that we have all of our workstations, I also placed down 7 beds for the 7 villagers that I'm going to have here. So all that we have left is waiting for some residents, and we have no one visiting right now. Without cheating, comment down below which villager you guys think was the first to come here, because it wasn't actually Cuddle Team Leader because nothing was built yet. If you guessed villager Bill, you guys were right. He was the first person to come. It's the perfect villager because he's already wearing a bathing suit, and he was actually swimming on top of the water, which is weird because they can come underwater with us. This underwater biome seems very boring. There's too much space that just isn't being used, but I did prepare a few things that I wanted to put down here. The first thing is going to be a garden plot, and I think that the snow biome ones absolutely look the best. That all white inside of the water looks great. So I'm going to stack about 4 of these over here to put some plants in because they grow under underwater for some reason. I also want to try to bring animals in here because, again, there's too much open space, and maybe having a few cows and sheep will take up some of the room to make this look a little bit more like home. So let's place down 2 barns and see if we can bring some animals up here. I found 2 cows, and I have the blue treat, which is the best one that you can have. The only thing I need to do now is race up to the top of this island, hope that he's still technically following me, and add him into my village. And it didn't work. Bummer. I think what I'm gonna have to do is make myself a vehicle that could then drop them up here, and then it'll work as long as they're in the area. The good news is, though, that I am able to put different seeds into this, and I actually underwater still grow myself some plants. And even though I'll never use these, I still have something that's taking up space, and that looks nice. And when I went back to my old village to bring some resources over here, Bill actually went underwater, which is perfect because now I can talk to him and actually put him on a job. Now, the really cool thing about being underwater is even though a lot of these utility stations are in walls and underwater, all of the villagers still have access to them. Placing down chests and anything that has to do with storage is perfect because you don't need shelves, you don't need anything too crazy. You could actually put these directly into the walls. You could nudge them pretty deep inside of the walls as well, that way that they don't take up any space at all. But I think that these look nice when they're sticking out like this, as long as the colors stand out. Now, everything looks great because you also have lights in here, which are really just different rarity fish bait buckets that are thrown into the water or that naturally spawn here. The question that I'm sure a lot of people are wondering is if you guys are actually able to fish while being underwater. And the answer is yes. You could use a fishing pole underwater and still catch yourself fish, which is really funny because sometimes you could even see the fish jumping up and down inside of the water. If you guys wanted to use your own bait bucket, you guys can throw one in there as well, and then use whatever fishing rod you have to fish out of wherever that is too. So underneath the water is actually extremely cool because you're able to fish under here and you don't really have to worry about anything attacking you or getting in your way. Now, there's 2 cool things about this. Number 1, you have an absolutely amazing view looking over the Lost Isles, which is probably the best scenery in all of LEGO Fortnite Odyssey. The other part to it is this is kind of a nice little secret village because not a lot of people are going to find out that you could just jump into the water. I have a lot of decorating left to do. I didn't do too much inside of here to really make it look like home. I'll have to add maybe some half walls, maybe add in some different furniture, lights for the nighttime, but for right now, it at least gets me by for a little bit. Let me know if you guys are going to be building yourself any type of underwater biome or underwater village down in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and as always, guys, this was Crafty, and I'm out. Peace. Help me reach 50,000 subscribers by pressing that sub button in the top right. And if you guys haven't already, check out that video in the top left. YouTube thinks that you'll like it a lot. Peace.